have like villain era Imogen, like just oh, it would be so
No.
amazing. Like the way she could look if she was just a bad guy, it would be so cool.
Welcome to the Character Sheet, comicbook.com's official home for all things tabletop and fantasy. I am Christian Hoffer, one of the hosts of this channel, and today I am joined by one of my favorite cast members of Critical Role. Don't tell the rest of the cast that. But I am joined by Laura Bailey herself. How are you doing
No,
today?
no, no, no. I'm telling everyone that I'm your
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh man, I'm going to be in so much
You
trouble.
can suck it.
Quick side note before we even dive into that, I will, be open and honest. You are my wife's favorite cast member. She has been obsessed with literally every character you have ever played. So I would be
Aw.
remiss if I didn't open this with that.
Give her hugs
Um,
from me.
I will.
Okay.
And today we are here to talk about a cool new project that, it feels really appropriate that we're talking to you about. And that is this new Creators in Fashion project that Critical Role is a part of. So
Yes.
why don't you explain to us really quick, what is Creators in Fashion?
Creators in Fashion is, I think it's the first of its kind. It's a runway show. There's going to be like backstage moments. A lot of different creators are going to be involved in it, including Critical Role, where we'll be showing some looks that'll walk the runway. I'll be there doing interviews and questions and everything like that. So it's a really fun time to get to showcase a lot of the pieces that um, we've created that we haven't gotten to show on bodies before, in motion. I'm very excited about it.
And Critical Role is, that one of like the very key facets of like the Critical Role business is its merch line. So one of the big questions that always gets asked is how have you grown that side of the business? Like, because it's frankly it's really impressive. It's insanely impressive. And so how have you grown that? Because you've been intimately, responsible for a lot of pieces of that.
Yeah. It's funny when the very first thing that we created, we made a t-shirt and we made 100 of them and didn't think anybody would buy it. But that was when we weren't even sure if anyone was going to be watching the show or anything. Um, so that sold very quickly and it made me realize like, oh, maybe we can make clothes. That's a really fun thing. Maybe we can keep doing this. So we did. Um, and honestly, I've been blown away when we first started making anything, it was literally just like, what am I interested in making and wearing? What are my friends interested in wearing? And we'll just keep doing that. And then as the audience has grown, so has everything that we've been able to create. So now we get to create these cut and sew items that are like made by us, designed by us, that are modern takes on what our characters would wear in our
Mhm.
world. I'm so excited about these pieces.
How you mentioned that when this started you were just picking out things that you thought that you and your friends would like, and now we've seen everything from like recently we've gotten bomber jackets and kimonos, and that's not even including like all the different kinds of dice and the not clothing size. So like how do you decide what is going to get put out and turned into a shop? Like how many rejected proposals do you go through a week? Like
There's a lot. There's a lot of things that we're like, wouldn't it be cool if? And then, like, as we start making it, we're like, what are we doing? Who's gonna buy this? Is anybody gonna buy this? And also, it just is like, it's so hard
mhm.
to like. We were gonna make a Caduceus teapot because it's a Caduceus teapot.
Yeah.
And then as we started making it, we're like, we don't know how to make a teapot. So some things were just kind of like maybe we leave that to people that can actually do it. Um, but it's been so fun to kind of explore what can and can't be done with our team, and as we've created, we have some really fun stuff coming up later this year that I'm super stoked about. Um, because as we're creating these modern lines for our characters, it's so fun to go down the line and see like what would Vex wear? What would
Mhm.
Scanlan wear? What would he promote if he were. So we have some really fun things like that.
Is there a dream piece of merchandise that you would love to make one day or have the capacity to sell one day?
Oh gosh. I mean, I want to do a collab with. I want to do shoes.
Mhm,
I think I think with shoes we can get away with doing like some really like bold, fun, funky things. Um, because you a lot of people show fun personality on their feet.
mhm.
It's a funny thing about our culture that that's what we do. But yeah, I would love to do a collab.
Okay, but I was literally that was down the line, like, because just today, Dungeons& and Dragons released their Converse,
Yes, they
collaboration.
did. I know, and it's been on the forefront of my mind, and then they did that, and I was like, "Oh, see, it's amazing."
Is there a particular, like, company or brand that you would love to, like, team up with?
Oh gosh. I love Vans.
Okay.
Um, Converse is also amazing. I'm just talking right now. I have no clue, honestly, but
Well,
I wear a lot of
we're trying to manifest this into reality, so
right?
that
Make it
yeah,
happen.
yeah, if we say it, that'll end up happening. We did an interview with Marisha not too long ago where, like, I feel like that was like Critical Role, like, food truck or something like that, and, you know, I
Ooh,
feel like that was like, we're going to manifest this into reality. Critical Role restaurant, Critical Role food truck, Critical Role
let's do
Vans shoes, we're gonna make this all happen. Um
it.
so, getting back to creators in fashion, can you tease some of the pieces that are going to be on display at this?
Sure. Most of the pieces that we're going to be showing are items that we've already released,
Okay.
but it's a really fun way to show everything cohesively,
Hmm.
because our pieces release over time, and so we're bringing back some of our OG pieces. Like we're going to be showing the Vax cloak walking down the
Okay.
runway, stuff like that. But we are going to be showing a brand new item. Uh, gosh, when is this interview going to go live? When?
Uh, that's a very good question. When do you want the interview to go live?
I don't know, it's up to you, but I will say, yeah, we have a new piece that's gonna be at the end
Mhm.
that I'm excited about.
Um, so I have a question about, since this is a runway show, tying into, like, the decision to have the cast model your clothes. Does that come naturally? Does that come naturally for everybody? Is it, like, something that you guys just, like, have taken to? Because you guys really should, stretch your
No.
stuff.
No, it does not come naturally. And in fact, not all of the cast is going to be walking. We're going to have Taliesin walking and a surprise guest also. And then a lot of the other people that are going to be walking are people that we work with every day that our audiences don't get to see. It's going to be a lot of employees of Critical Role.
Oh,
Um, yes, which I'm so stoked about. Really amazing people that I'm so excited that people are going to get to see them. One of them being Adrian Cho, who is someone who I work with very closely on the merchandising front. So, yeah.
well, that is absolutely fantastic because you guys have a great production team and a great,
Yes.
group of people surrounding you. So I'm glad that you guys get to showcase that.
Me
Um,
too.
well, actually, I think this might be a good time to bring in producer Pete, and we always like
Oh,
to do a lightning round set of questions. Where we kind of go and we have a couple of fun questions for you. Oh, before I do that, Pete, stay off. I'm allowed to ask one general Critical Role question that has nothing to do
oh,
with
okay.
fashion, and I we know what it's going to be. So with all the stuff in the current campaign with Imogen, with all the stuff that's going on with her, we're like the Ruby Vanguard and her mom, with Ruidus, with Lana and Delilah. Um, what are the chances that Imogen's going to be the big bad of the campaign?
I unless something major happens, then I don't think she's gonna go down that path.
You you you
For a
you're
while, for a while, I was not sure. I really wasn't. I had talks with Matt, like, what happens if but I think based on how everything is going,
Mhm.
unless I fail miserably at some, like, wisdom checks, I think I'm gonna be okay. I think she's not gonna go the Lucian route.
Yeah, but we were, before you came on, I was talking with producer Pete, and we're like, are we going to get back-to-back campaigns where the final boss fight ends up being a member of the party.
That would be
Um,
amazing.
I mean, it kind of would be.
We've been
You know, I
should
could
I say this? I don't know if I should say this, but I'm gonna say
yeah.
it. We've been, like, looking at doing, like, redesigns of our clothing because it's always fun to, like, come up with new outfits for your characters to wear. And as we're doing it, I'm like, "Ooh, but I really wanna have, like, villain era Imogen, like, just oh, it would be so
Oh,
amazing. Like, the way she could look if she was just a bad guy, it would be so cool. But I don't think she's gonna go bad.
no, that actually ties in for with a really fantastic question because you know, another big key part of Critical Role, you know, is the character art, and you know, you guys have started off, you know, you guys have like done the redesigns, like the character redesigns,
Mhm.
periodically through both campaign 2 and campaign 3. How much input, like, how much time do you go into like picking out the outfits for the official character art?
We are very, very, very involved. Some of us give very detailed notes, some of us give, like, a general, like, "Give it this kind of a vibe" to our
Mm.
artists, and then they come back. It's a really intimate process where we go back and forth with the artist and, say, "What if we add this? What if we these are the colors I'm thinking," so yeah, we're very involved in it.
Were there
Like,
any?
people like Taliesin, I think, is the most particular of all of us of what little details he wants to be seen, and that's been
Um,
across the board from the beginning. Since Percy, he's been like that.
we're next time we talk to him, we're gonna definitely get into that with him.
Oh, yeah, he'll go for hours.
Were there any particular, like, inspirations for, like, Imogen's looks?
I was thinking when we first started, I just this is so stupid, but I love cool hair. And I always just wanted, like, I don't care what she is, who she is, but she's gonna have purple or pink hair, damn it. So I started with the purple hair and then went from there and just kind of created this like flowy, soft, feminine horse girl.
I mean, Imogen has been, she's been awesome, so I love the fact that you started just, you know, literally start from the top and worked your way from there.
100%.
Um,
Vex, like the very first thing I said, I was just like, just make her hot. Like I
yeah,
gave her basically what she looked like. I'm just make her a hot chick. That's and it
so
worked.
it's when Legend of Vox Machina season 1 came out, like, you know, now I have very, very fond memories of, like, Vox Machina. But, you know, I always like I've always been a Keyleth girl, you know, I almost call myself a
Oh,
Keyleth girl, but, you know,
yeah.
I've always been a big Keyleth fan. And then when I saw, Vex on stage, or like Vex like animated, I was like, "Oh no, I get it. I
Oh, yeah.
100% get it now." Like the second that I saw her anime, I was like, "Yep, okay, yep." Mind
Thank
changed,
you, darling. All it takes is one glance.
one glance. So that I think that's you know, now that now that I've gotten my kinks out of the way, now's a really good time to start that lightning round, Pete.
Yeah, I'll be in the rare position of using the lightning round to get us back on track to the topic.
Sorry,
It's
it's
all
so
right. Now,
sorry.
listen, you went overboard. You had to put your keyless flag out there.
You know? I get it.
But
I feel like
so
I'm in Keelit vibes today. I've got her
Yeah,
oh
like
yeah,
yeah.
you
Like
are.
I,
warm.
I, I absolutely love that shirt. By the way,
Thank you.
All right. So this
Baby
will
cats
all
know
be
keep it.
this will all just be merch related questions in honor of our creators and fashion topic here. And so the first one, hilariously, I wrote this before we talked earlier, but which of the following Critical Role adjacent Etsy products is not real? I'll give you some choices.
Oh,
From Calamity, a Brennan Lee Mulligan votive candle with Brennan as Jesus,
I believe that is real.
a Caduceus Dead People tea mug, Dead
Mhm.
People brand tea being the thing, a Not the Brave dice firing hand crossbow, or Critical Role doggy waste bags branded with "How do you want to poo this?" One of
Oh
them is fake.
no. It's one of the last two. I just want the how do you want to poo this to be real. So I'm gonna say the crossbow.
It is "How do you want to poo this?" is a fake one.
Dang it. We need to make that.
yeah, it's like,
I'm adding it
and
to the list.
Oh, and
call to
speaking of
merch
merch we need to
people.
make, yeah. You are the only cast member whose Critical Role merch has broken the fourth wall with Bailey's dice bag of hoarding. Everything else is character-based merch.
That's
But
true.
what other cast member-specific merch would you consider? I'll give you some options.
Oh,
Regal's giant water jug of in-jokes, which is just a big water can that has like a slate that says, remember last episode? Or
oh,
uh,
that's
Willingham's wonderful wooden toys, so like a line of like Chetney toys.
good. Hmm.
The Taliesin Jaffe's strawberry onesie from his amazing strawberry Rice Krispie days. Or Johnson's +2 plushie of Hurling. And actually, Johnson's themed plushie, you can just throw it like she does.
If it looked like Gale or something, then
Mm.
I would go with that one. I also think we should release like Matt's magical wristbands and just have
Oh,
like his
yeah.
leather bracelets that are just like Matt core.
That would be great. And then finally,
Yeah.
last one. We've every campaign of Critical Role has some kind of home decor based antagonist. From the door in campaign 1 to the chair in campaign 2, and now in campaign 3 we had those animated tables. Can we expect a line of evil Critical Role furniture in the future?
Holy moly! You know, in my last interview, I said that one of my dream things was to do home goods. I hadn't put it together. So yes, look forward to Evil Furniture by Critical Role.
All right, fantastic. Christian, I'll let you finish it up.
Okay. So, creators in fashion, be sure to check that out. When does that take place? We never actually got to that part.
April 25th. April 25th at 3. Wait, I know this. I think it's 3 p.m. No. Yeah, main shows from 3 to 7 Pacific, pre-show from 2:30 to 3. I
Okay.
don't know exactly the pre-show is, but I bet it's gonna be amazing. Maybe
I
I'll be there
I
answering
mean, if
questions. I don't know.
if you're involved, it obviously will be. Thank you so much for doing this. We had a blast. I could talk to you for hours about random Critical Role things, but
I would
you
love
know,
it.
yeah, we one of these times we'll do that.
All right.
Just chat about all the random Critical Role stuff. But in the meantime, creators in fashion, check it out. Critical Role every Thursday on their Twitch channel and YouTube and podcasts. We cover Critical Role here a lot, and thank you for coming on to our
Thank
show.
you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. This was a blast. Also, like and subscribe, all the normal YouTube things I'm supposed to say. Do
Yes.
that. And, until next time, thank you and keep watching.